Hello teacher, we are Team Period for Life, and today we will present about customer insight. In this first video presentation, we will show you about 5 steps to the customer insight. First, move to its definition. The customer insight refers to having a deep understanding of your customer, their behaviors, their preference, and even their needs. And the customer insight not only assists in the competitive analysis, but also in the improvement of your customer journey and also in the personalizing your marketing and determining the best strategy to communicate with your various customer segments. So they have 5 steps, which we have shown below. Move to the first step, decision-making unit analysis. The decision-making unit analysis is any individual or organization that has a major effect on customer decision-making process. Member of the decision-making unit usually perform a specific function, for example, user, payer, or buyer, etc. And understanding the decision-making may help us identify how to create, promote, and advertise our product or services. And the following are common function represented in the decision-making units. The first is user. These are individuals who will really use the acquired goods or services, and they have a say in specification. The second one is influencer. They can affect the purchase process by imposing precondition that can be found at all levels within the organization. Third one is buyer. They are the one who bargain with the provider. The buyer negotiate contracts condition before placing order. The buyers is one of the most crucial members of the decision-making units. And the fourth is initiator. The initiator is the player who notices a problem and attempts to solve it. This is the most significant individual in the decision-making units. And the fifth is decider. They are the person who ultimately in charge of selecting the supplier and hence has an important role in the decision-making units. And the last one is the gatekeeper. They are in charge of providing information within the decision-making unit.
The next step is the customer needs analysis. The first tool to analyze the customer needs is the needs landscape analysis. This tool is divided into 2 parts. The genius part is the one that we need to focus on, which includes the name of the game, the immediate opportunity, the unrecognized values, and the potential breakthroughs. The another part is the fictional part, which is the one we need to avoid. This part have the misguided effort, the poor grades, the healthy skepticism, and low man's land. The next one is the mean and trend analysis. It identifies the connection customers make between the products and their underlying motive, the need, goal, and objective. This includes 2 tools. The first one is the feature benefits motive mapping, and the second one is the hierarchical value map. About the feature benefits and motive, it includes the 3 parts. The first one is the attribute and the feature. These are the key characteristics that the product or service offer for the customer. And second one is the benefits. It's what does the customer gain from using the benefit, the attributes and feature of a particular product or service. And the final one is the motive. It is the reason why customer values the benefit. And the second tool is the hierarchical value map. It includes the 3 main parts: the attribute, the consequence, and value. In the consequence, it divides into 2 parts: the functional and psychological. For example, the thermal insulation have the functional consequence. It does have the body stay at the same temperature, and the psychological consequence is to avoid getting cold. Therefore, the value is bring for the customer is protection and comfortable. In fact, one attribute can lead to some functional and psychological consequence, and it also bring different value for the different customer.
So next we will move on to step 3, buying process analysis. First, I will introduce you guys about the typical consumer buying process, and you can see here is a person that can use the marketing strategies to attempt to influence each stage of this process to maximize the probabilities that the consumer will purchase this product. And first is the problem recognition category needs stage. And in this stage, the consumer buying process starts off with the consumer having the problem that can be solved by a product or the service. And the goal of this stage of the company is to understand the customer problem and react the product or service that can solve their problem. So, for example, when you go to college and universities, you need some electronic devices to support your studies and set a laptop. So, if your problem is you don't have a laptop to studies. And for the next step, and after the customer recognize the problem, they proceed to research to show the issues. That can get information from friends, the internet reviews, and the goal at this stage is to put your brand on radar of your target customer and provide them with the useful information. And from the searching, you will be able to have a lot of choice to each of your factors and set the price, color, quality, special grade. So in this example, say that you will have some brand like HP, Apple, MSI, Lenovo. And then so you will have the awareness of each product categories, but you don't have yet decided which one you will choose to buy. And consumer will typically make the stock list of the brand and product for the day needs, and that considerations which represent all the brands and products customer needs to evaluate before making final purchase decisions. So the next stage is at the formal evaluations. They will weigh their respective choice against of the comparable alternatives. They will choose the best for them, and the alternative may present themselves in the form of the lower price in additional product benefits and product availabilities or something that personal as color or style options you like. And the objective up to your positions, your products are the best choice for the customer. And the last step is the final choice. In this step, customer will have chosen the most reasonable solution for them. Next is the decision types. There are 3 decision types. First with instrumental and the functional. Second is the hedonic ego impressive. And the final is the low involvement. And I will introduce you guys the first one first. And for the instrumental and the functional, that's mean the when you want to buy something and that's what uses is mean to at the end. And the budget had a significant indication. For example, computer equipment and laptop. So the first you must recognize your problems and your search will be active and maybe it's from the external sources and your evaluation is rational, multi-attributes, and your choice will be careful. That means the relative value of the alternative trade off with the price. The second type is the hedonic ego impressive. Or when you want to buy something which are product usage intrinsically enjoyable and budget has important implications. So is it that's for example like the fashion clothing or sport cars, and you will be impulsed from the social or the market change, and your study will be selected and biased, and you will and your choice will be affected and modified and right is secondary. And the last is the low involvement. That is the product usage is mean to the end, but the budget has a little implication. That means when you buy something and that is your familiar to your habits and right often the deciding factor. For example, the snack or the beers from the foods and you often to use, and when you often to choose the which one you often to buy and you eat and you think that's the good for you.
Step number 4, the customer analysis. And the value analysis step addresses 2 questions. How do customers make evaluations and how they value our offer? There are 3 main methods that can be used for this step, which are the economic value added to customer, the multi-attribute modeling, and the conjoint analysis. The economic value to the customer is simply the purchase price that the customers should be willing to pay for your product, given the price that they are currently paying for the reference product and the added functionality and the diminished cost provided by your product. And I would like to dig deeper into the last 2 methods, which are the MAM and the conjoint analysis. For the MAM, it allows the researcher to diagnose the reason why the list of alternatives are valued by the customer via attributing the weight to each decision criteria and assigning the rating for each competitor. Looking at the table here, the researcher was applying the MAM for 3 credit cards, which are the Visa, the Discover, and the Amex. The evaluation criteria are the frequent flyer miles, the low annual fee, the credit line, the low interest rate, the wide acceptance, and the purchase insurance. It is then required to attribute the importance weight for each criteria, and the total sum of the weights must be 100. And then we will assess each competitor, including ourselves. In case, for example, if we are Visa, we also need to assess Visa beside the Discover and the Amex. And we will assess the competitor along each criterion from 0 to 10. You can see here 0 to 10 from 0 to 10. And last, we will have the weighted average of ratings by multiplying the weights and the ratings, the weights and the rating here. And then we got the final results here. And at the end, we will sum the weighted average, average value all together. We sum it all together, and given the way this method works, it is suitable to use for segmentation, positioning, and pricing. And next is the conjoint analysis method, whose objective is to quantify how much the customers value different features and benefits. The core of this method is to decompose overall evaluation of an offer into mini evaluations of its component. Therefore, this method is suitable to use for the design of the product configuration. And there are 3 steps in applying this method. First, we will show the customers the multiple product configuration, and then let the customer provide the evaluation of each configuration. And later, we will use the algorithm to find the component values whose total best approximate the overall evaluation. And that is also the end of step number 4.
Hello everybody, my name is Lanjin and now I would like to share a bit about my reflection on the last step, which is usage and consumption analysis. It is a way for us to study how users are interacting with our product and to mainly answer the question that what are the most common problems in using products to retain the right customer and cultivate strong relationship with them. From that, we can improve the customer loyalty. As you can see on the screen, it is a total experience analysis, which consists of any interactions that typically a customer can have with a brand. From observing how they are using our product, we can know that can we improve and would that option be profitable and sustainable. For example, from observing the customer satisfaction, it can be rated from 1 to 5 on a very low level of satisfaction, which is level 1. They can very likely to abandon and even badmouth about the company. And on the scale from 2 to 4, the customer is just fairly satisfied, but they still find it easy to switch to better offers. And on the scale of 5, the customer is very satisfied and they can repurchase and even spread good mouth about the company.
In this final part, we have discovered 5 implications of customer insight. The first one is to identify the ideal customer segment. It will divide customer into separate groups based on common characteristics like demographic, geographic, behavior, etc. So the company can better tailor their marketing effort to a specific group. For example, Nike implemented a marketing campaign called Find Your Greatness, where the brand promoted aspirations of being an athlete with ordinary people and high-performing athletes. The insight is that most of their user base consists of aspirational athletes who want to have a career in sport, so the brand encouraged them to achieve their personal greatness. The second is to gain competitive advantage over competitors. It means that business can easily predict market trend in the future, and based on that, they can take on new opportunity to become a market leader with many advantages in hand. This makes them understand that customer will behave in a certain directions and thereby making appropriate strategy. Like before, a basic computer costs a whole month's salary, and of course, not many users talk about color at that time, but now when all conditions are abundant, users are starting to tinker of colorful devices that can express their personality and references. There are even people who put color and design as top criteria when buying devices, and with this insight, Steve Jobs and Apple foresaw it. They took advantage of the opportunity and generated profit far beyond all competitors. The third one is to enhance product development and innovations. Capturing customer is a fantastic way to deep dive into what customers are looking for and what solutions are currently available to them to develop products and services that satisfy the need. It provides an opportunity to add new features and fit issue as appropriate. For example, with the insight to make long-term travel in an electric car more feasible, Tesla developed a network of supercharging stations. These stations allow Tesla owners to easily recharge their car when they are on the go, and with more than 30,000 superchargers around the world, Tesla has made it easier than ever before to own and operate an electric car. The first one is to augment personalized experience. Besides mass marketing, personalization has become a necessity for many retail brands to attract and retain customers. That's why customer insight can explain customer references for buying certain products over others and what drives those references. This reflects brand personality and determine the best way to reach different segments in every touch point. One fantastic example is Spotify Draft annual marketing campaign. It sends draft to its user with their personalized music references, like a complete year-end music summary, which is interesting. And the final one is to generate customer engagement and awareness. Customer insight help the process of making your brand know. It's all about creating emotional bond between the brand and customer. The more they interact with the brand, the more likely they are to become loyal customer. For example, Omo launched a campaign plan Vui trồng lộc Tết lắm bận gieo điều hay to help children have fun and explore the world. The idea of hái lộc đầu xuân is a long-standing custom of Vietnamese people that is considered as an act of bringing home good luck. Therefore, the brand encouraged the community to try a new tradition of reaping fortune in a meaningful way. Gieo lộc for good luck for the whole year and for a greener living environment. And this is also the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.